Hey everybody, thanks for clicking that thumbnail and I hope you enjoy the video. And this video is an odds and ends video, and that means it's a bunch of stories like news of the day, this day in history, birthdays, and just small stories involving the Habs that I don't think are enough for a whole video. So I put them in the odds and ends, and that's what we got here today. So before we get to that, I'd like to ask you to subscribe and ring that notifications bell. And if you're a Habs fan and want to see more Habs content, that'll get you your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge right here at Talking Habs. So please do that. Thank you. And let's get right into it. So we got a bunch of stories here. And we're going to start off with Caufield. Habs, maybe not I don't know if you consider him the number one prospect, but one of the top prospects for the Habs. So Caufield, he's now the leading scorer in the NCAA's Big Ten Conference after getting a hat trick versus Penn State. They played, I think, 2 games back-to-back, I think, or in a couple of days apart, and he had 4 goals in those 2 games, and he got a hat trick in the last one. I think that's his second hat trick of his NCAA career. So he now has 4 goals, 4 assists, for 8 points, and that's in 6 games. And he was named the first star of the week for the Big Ten. And everybody who was worried about him having a slow start, don't worry. Like I said, Cole Caufield always finds a way, and he's proving that he's the real deal. So once again, he's proving, like I just said, that he's for real. I fully expect him. It's starting to look like anyway, and I kind of expect that this will happen, that he'll sign his ELC and join the Laval Rocket at the end of his NCAA season, depending on how far the team goes. If his team goes to the playoffs and it takes longer, maybe he'll sign his ELC and join the Rocket next season. But if it's if he finishes in time, I do expect that to happen. I know he wants to start his professional career as soon as he can. So anybody who was worried, Caufield's got his game going. And listen, the great players, or the really good players, they always find a way, and it doesn't matter his size in this case and all that. He finds a way to get it done. He has in every level that he's played at, and he's proving it here again. Yeah, I believe he is not leading the Big Ten now, the Big Ten Conference in points, but he's only 1 behind his teammate. I can't remember the guy's name now. So he's like right second in the league, and almost, I would expect in the next few games he's going to take over. So Cole Caufield looking great and looking like he's going to just be a great player like we thought. Next up, Kirk Muller on the Habs power play. So there is a Zoom call out there. I saw yesterday an interview with Kirk Muller, and he talks about a bunch of things. And one of the things he talks about is the power play and how, the recent, the acquisitions of Toffoli and Anderson will improve them. So let me read you what I wrote. Kirk Muller, in a recent interview, talked about improving the power play. So he's talking about how he's going to use those tools that he's got now to improve the power play. The Habs power play was 22nd last season overall, even though they were 3rd best on the road. So on the road, they were the 3rd best team in the league, yet 22nd overall. So I guess that means they were 25th at home. It's kind of perplexing. I don't know how that happens, but he talked about how Toffoli and Anderson should really help force teams to focus more on them and their play, and open up room to allow Weber to fire his cannon of a shot, and also they'll produce offense on their own as well, obviously. So he's talking about having Toffoli down by the left circle on the left side, using he's a right-handed shot. So using his one-timer, and he's got a good, hard, accurate shot. So he'll, I think Toffoli's got a lot of experience on the power play. It's Anderson who hasn't played a lot on the power play, but he's got his experience. I mean, that's a good spot for him, and it'll definitely help them. That's for sure. He's talking about having Anderson in front of the net, using his net presence, his size, and all that in front of the net, and start to get some experience on the power play, because oddly enough, Anderson hasn't really played power play minutes over with the Blue Jackets. So I think that'll help, definitely, and they'll get some good chances. But this is what I'm kind of thinking, and I haven't heard anybody mention this, but if they have the 3rd best overall power play on the road, yet the 25th best overall power play at home, shouldn't they be trying to figure out what's going wrong at home, what's going right on the road, and make that happen. I mean, it's the same personnel. The only difference is one's at home, one's on the road. So why can't they make that road power play happen at home? I don't know if it's so much that it's the personnel and all that stuff. If they're third best on the road, something's working with what they're doing. So I don't know. I don't know. No one's mentioned anything like that. Maybe I'm on the wrong track. I don't know. But whatever they're doing on the road, do that at home. Or figure out what's going wrong at home and change that, you know? Anyways, that's, tell me if I'm wrong. Leave me a comment in the comment section. Do you agree with that thinking? Am I wrong? Point out where I'm wrong. Whatever, but leave me a comment on that in the comment section. Okay, next up is Phil Danault. He wins the Jean Beliveau trophy, which I don't think I'd ever heard about, honestly. So Phil Danault was named the winner of the Jean Beliveau Trophy for 2019-20. It's awarded to the Montreal Canadiens player who best exemplifies leadership qualities in the community. Danault does a lot of charity work, apparently, and he does a lot of charity work in Montreal and in Victoriaville, and that's his hometown, that's where he comes from. So the trophy comes with a $25,000 prize to be given to a charity of his choice. I heard he gave it to 2 charities that he works with. I didn't hear the charity names, I don't know that, but he gave it out to 2 charities he works with. Danault was also speaking on another Zoom call, so did a separate interview on Zoom. He took a minute to clarify his comments in an interview that he gave after they lost to the Flyers in the round 1 of the playoffs, the return to play, where he came off the wrong way, I think, or that it was sounding like he doesn't want to play anything but first line and be the big guy and all that. And I said at the time, I don't think that's exactly what he's saying, and he clarified. He said, I never said I wanted to play first line center and be the man every game. The way I view things is, the day I will want to be set on a defensive role full time would be the day I want to stop getting better every year. Obviously, I want to get better offensively and defensively, but I want to do both. I don't want to be sat in one chair and stop getting better every year. That's the thing I wanted to say in my mind. Now, you might think that, oh, he's French, it's translated bad. No, I think he's speaking English in this interview, and I live here in Quebec most of my life, and I understand how, so if it sounds weird, no, it actually makes a lot of sense to me how he's saying it. He's translating it in his own head. Anyway, so, he's just saying, okay, I'll read what I said. He's saying, in my opinion, this is what he's saying, that he's a two-way center and not just a defensive center, and wants to keep getting better in that role on both sides. I don't know why he feels that he can't grow if he's as a defensive center, but he feels that way for some reason. So it sounds to me from this Zoom call interview, Danault is a player with no intention of playing for another team. I don't think he's looking to go anywhere. He'll be a Hab after this current contract expires at the end of the season. He has said there's been no talk. They had the initial talk. There's been no more talk since then. He's not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. I think he'll be fine, and he'll be remaining a Hab after next season. I don't think they let him walk, and I don't think they trade him. So now my prediction, my prediction for Danault's next contract, I put it up here. How many years? And what's the AAV? My prediction is they're going to sign him to 4 years, a total of $21 million, which comes out to a $5.25 million AAV. That's my prediction. We'll refer back when he does sign, see if I got it right, but I really do. I think they'll sign him to about 4 years. He'll be, I think, 31, maybe 32 at the end of that, and he can still be young enough for another contract, and I think it's good money, and maybe even it'll be a little less, but I think that might be where he goes. So there's my prediction. There's my hot take for this video. Okay, next item. Okay, yeah, this is a good one. So I talked about this guy when they drafted him. This is a guy they drafted this season. Another small guy, yes. Not as small as Caufield, although I think Caufield has grown to about 5'9" now, so they're the same size. But his name is Sean Farrell. Keep your eye on Habs prospect Sean Farrell. He was the 4th round pick, he's making highlight reel goals right now. Already got 4 goals so far in the early season. I'm not sure where he's playing. I should have wrote that down. And he's looking like a real good prospect. He's been said to be a phenomenal playmaker by scouts, who was ranked in the 60s, some as low as in the 40s, and he fell to 124th to Montreal because of his size. He's 5'9", 179 pounds. And it's not like he has that Gallagher attitude and drive and determination. No, he is a really great playmaker, great hands, he got a pretty good shot. He's just a really phenomenal playmaker. Elite, phenomenal, however you want. That's how it's been said. In 44 USHL games last season, he racked up 15 goals, 41 assists, 56 points. His toolbox is full, and he brings it to all of his games. He's smart defensively, so that's not a knock on him like it was on Caufield. He's smart defensively, so it makes up for his lack of size on the defensive side, because he's a smart player. He won't hurt you out there. So aside from his size, his other knock is his skating. But that can be improved, and you can just look at Nick Suzuki. That was a big knock on Suzuki. His skating wouldn't allow him to make it right away in his first year, and he did, and he never looked out of place. And same knock on KK. KK went away when he was injured. He was healing, and he learned how to skate better, came back, and his skating has been improved. The word's not even coming out. Enormously. That's not the right word, but so it's that skating isn't the problem. Skating can be improved. He'll improve that. So he looks to be a top prospect, and I'd say keep an eye on him, because a guy that they got in the late 4th round, small guy, but he's got phenomenal skills, and I think he could make it. So keep an eye on that guy. Hopefully we'll remember this, and if he makes it, we'll be able to refer back. I'll be able to refer back to my video and say, see, I told you so. Okay, next up, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay finally signed Sergachev. Tampa Bay signs Mikhail Sergachev to a 3-year, $14.4 million contract. So that's a bridge deal. It turns out to be a $4.8 million AAV. This is key, because he'll make $2.4 million in the first year, $4.8 in the second year, but he'll make $7.2 in the third year. And why is that key? Because he'll still be an unrestricted free agent at the end of this contract, which means for Tampa Bay to re-sign him, then they're going to have to offer him, I think, at minimum 7.2. I don't know if there's any tacked on to that, but is going to have to be over $7 million qualifying offer to retain him at the end of this. So it's a bridge deal. It's a bit of a risk if he stays or not, and if they'll be able to sign him, but they got him under contract. It puts them $1.9 million, I think, over the cap, and they still have Anthony Cirelli, or Chirel, I don't know how it's pronounced, and Eric Chernak still to sign. Probably they won't be able to get both of those guys under contract, but I imagine they're going to do their best to get Cirelli, and we'll see where it goes from there. But they're $1.9 million over the cap. They're allowed to go 10% over. So they'll have to be making some kind of moves, that's for sure. But Sergachev won't get offer sheeted now, and he'll remain a member of Tampa Bay for 3 more years. And in our last item here, NHL and NHLPA, according to Pierre Lebrun, haven't talked since last Thursday. I'm filming this the Thursday after, so it's 1 week. I haven't heard anything today. I'm late in the afternoon, and I haven't heard anything. So that doesn't bode well for a January 1st start. I do think they will play hockey. I do think they will, but the January 1st start is looking like it's unlikely at this point. So it'll be sometime between that and February 1st, I would think. Maybe into early February, but they'll have to get it in by then. You're looking at no chance at 82 games. I think no chance at 60 games if they go to February. We're looking at more than likely a 48-game season with playoffs, and that's what it's looking like. So what did I write for that? Anything interesting? What they're arguing over is the NHL is asking for more deferred money after signing a new CBA in July, and then they're asking for more deferred money going into next season, and the NHLPA is balking at it, and that's where they're stuck at right now. I think they will work it out because, quite frankly, I think the NHL knows they can't go without playing the season. They know it. They can't. I don't think they can. And I think that the players know that too, that it's going to affect them going down the road. If they're asking for more deferred money now, what are they going to ask for next season if they haven't played games this season? It's going to be worse. It's not going to get better, so they're going to have to come to some sort of agreement. I think they will, but I think it's going to delay the start of the season even longer, because even January 1st is delayed because they wanted to do December 1st, so it's going to set it back a bit, but I do think we'll get some hockey action this year. So I think that's it. That's my odds and ends. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. Leave me any comments you may have down in the comment section about any of these stories here. What you think of what I think, and do that in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed yet, why haven't you subscribed yet? So you can do that by hitting the subscribe button and ring that notifications bell, and that's down there as well, and that'll get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here, Talking Habs. So thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. I will say, what do I usually say here? Blank out of my head. Stay safe out there. And yeah, peace out. Thanks for watching. See you next video, and have a great night or day. I don't know when you're watching this. And I'll see you next video. Bye, everybody.